What's up, guys? Okay, so I'll be back talking in a little bit, but if you want to check out Trade Ideas, these are Trade Ideas scanners, super customizable and dynamic scanners. Allows you to do a lot of different stuff on them. And so if you want to check out these scanners, the same ones that I'm using here, plus help support the channel, I'll post that link here as well. And I should be back in a few minutes to talk about some of the gappers today. There's the link in the chat for Trade Ideas if you want to check that out until then. All right, guys. Let's see. I gotta find my headphones, and then we should be all ready. Let's do this. Let me find my headphones real quick, guys. Like I said, go check out Trade Ideas. Super good scanners, super dynamic, customizable, allow you to do a lot of different stuff with them. There's the link in the chat above. Go check Trade Ideas out. Like I said, super customizable scanners. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta find my headphones, and then we'll talk some charts. Well, I lost my headphones, guys. I don't know where my headphones went, where they could be. Man. Let's do a sound check. Yep, they're working. There we go. All right, so we got CTRV moving some, gapping up some. We got ARRY. Looks like a acquisition. I'm guessing this is an acquisition for ARRY is what it looks like. We have RIOT, Riot, which is a crypto-related stock, gapping up. We have MEET. IGC moving some. Mayor, I'm guessing Bitcoin is moving today because we have some Bitcoin-related stocks. RWLK. We got Fiverr, FVRR. Recent IPO. Big red day, but gapping up some here. MOS gapping up. IOVA moving. Grub. And so we can look at some gap downs as well. OTLK. Seadrill, LABD. So we got some options here. Like I said, mostly CTRV looks good. ARRY for some type of acquisition buyout move. RIOT. QURE. So yeah, I'll post my watch list here. All right, there's my list so far. We'll see what else we can find. I'll be back, guys. I got to find my headphones here. And so I'll be back in a minute. Not looking that bad of a day. We'll see how many of these are actually tradable or not. But not looking too rough right now. Well, found my headphones. There we go. All right, guys. So yeah, let's see what we get today. We'll see what kind of movement we have. ARRY, I'm guessing it's an acquisition. Yeah, what's up, unknowns? What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm guessing ARRY is an acquisition. At least that's what it looks like to me. I can go ahead and look the news up here unless we get two-way on this stream, but let me look it up. I'm pretty sure it's an acquisition. I'm pretty confident in that at least. Yeah, so it looks like Pfizer is buying ARRY. Or Pfizer is buying, yeah, Array Pharmaceuticals, seeking to broaden lineup of cancer drugs, according to Barron's.com. But yeah, Pfizer said Monday, today, that it would buy Array Pharmaceuticals, a maker of cancer drugs, for $48 a share in cash. And so just this will kind of help you move along with your trading to a certain extent. But let's see, QCOM. But whenever you see a stock do this, I'll show you guys, and this is how you know it's an acquisition. And so whenever you see a stock do this, what was it, ARRY? When you see a stock do this, that obvious gap up with a very narrow range, once it does gap up and you have all of this space in between here, then it's typically one of two things. It could either be a reverse split or a split of some sort, in which you'll see these. And so in that case, a lot of times the most common ones are like 1 in 5, 1 in 10, or 1 to 10, 1 to 20 reverse split. And so you essentially look for the stock to, if it's a 1 in 20, you look for the stock to go 20 times what its current value is or what its previous value is. And with acquisitions, it's going to be a little bit less even of a number. And so in this case, you could see it was $30, $31 roughly, up to $47. And so it's less round of a number with acquisitions, and so that's how I kind of knew it was an acquisition. And that's just a little wisdom for you if you're a new trader to understand the difference and kind of what acquisitions and buyouts and splits kind of look like. With most of these, they're not going to be super volatile most of the time. Most of the time splits and buyouts may be a little bit more volatile, but most of the time they're in a narrow range. They're not going to move too much outside of the norm. They still might move, but we'll see. Yeah, we got AMD, which is roughly break even here. We got the SPY, which is gapping up some, and the SPY's been pretty strong, all things considered. I mean, the last few days, the SPY has been moving some here. And so let's go ahead and look some stuff up. Like I said, I think Bitcoin is probably going to be on the move today. I see a lot of crypto stocks moving, like RIOT. RIOT is up, and so I'm assuming Bitcoin is going to be up here. Let's look. And Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin is up to $9,288. Look at Bitcoin go today, guys. Wow. Hey, that's great. That's great. Honestly, like I said, I may be skeptical in Bitcoin, but I'm rooting for it, in all honesty. I'm rooting for it. And so, look at Bitcoin today, guys. Bitcoin is up to over $9,000 today. So, I think today a good trade kind of plan would be to watch some of these crypto stocks. A lot of these crypto stocks, like I said, like RIOT, what's some other ones? MARA, DPW. All the crypto stocks I can remember. DPW is not looking too healthy anymore. But, yeah, so those are the stocks to watch. Crypto stocks definitely moving, and Bitcoin is up. And like I said, I hope it succeeds. I really do. I hope Bitcoin succeeds. I'm anti-big bank here. I'm anti-big bank, and so I hope it does well. All right, but if you caught the video I put out this weekend, I am on 16 green days in a row. I haven't lost in a day. So basically, I haven't ended the day red in 16 trading days. The longest green streak I've ever had. And we'll look to keep it going. But even if it doesn't, even if I end up losing today and the green streak is over, I'm still proud of my trading, and I'm still happy that, I went on the green streak to begin with. And so we'll see if we can keep it going today and hit 17. Like I said, a record number for me. So we'll see what we get today. But CTRV, looking pretty healthy here. We can go ahead and look up the news on CTRV as well. Liver study findings for CTRV. The company unveiled findings from a study with a human precision cut liver slice culture. Co-administration of Contravere's clinical phase drug candidate CRV431 was found to be 100% effective at preventing fibrosis induction beyond baseline levels, the company said. Man, I don't know. I couldn't read that one right. Usually I'm flexing on people with my reading skills, but, that one got me for some reason. And so, yeah, basically positive data for CTRV. This thing's been going crazy lately. And so we'll watch it. CTRV. What else, guys? What else do you guys see? ACRS. Hey, appreciate it. Unknowns and cargo. Yeah, man. I'm proud of myself. It's one of those kind of moments where it's like, okay, I might have this, It's been a great 2 weeks trading. Like I said, I'm actually in the green in my account. I'm profitable. I'm getting up there. It took me long enough, but the journey was worth it. So TEFs, we could look at see what my account's actually at this point. I am at $270 in the green, which is reasonable. We're just going to look to build that number up, keep it going here. We're just going to look to build that number up, and 270 is fine. That's a decent enough cushion for me to take some larger swings and to take some bigger share sizes with the accuracy that I've been doing. But again, I know myself well enough to know that when I'm on a green streak like this, I am typically much more apprehensive and a little bit more wimpy with my trades because I want to keep the green streak going. And so just got to make sure to analyze the range of the stocks I'm trading. I think that's a huge thing. It's just to analyze the range of the stocks I'm watching. But yeah, so Bitcoin up to 9K, over 9K, so crazy move here. Let's see, I moving a little bit. LK. I'll probably watch LK. LK's tradable, it's volatile, recent IPO, and so I'll probably watch LK too. IPO'd last month on the 17th, so exactly a month ago. Abercrombie and Fitch. Man, how is serious question. How is Abercrombie and Fitch's stock this expensive? What is the cap on this thing? How many shares are available for this stock? Because it just seems ridiculously expensive. Abercrombie and Fitch, look, I grew up in the early 2000s here. I was a teenager in the early 2000s. And Abercrombie and Fitch is past its time. Maybe I'm biased against it, but Abercrombie and Fitch is past its time, I think. Right, 100%, man. Used to go in that store and they'd be bumping techno all day. Just nonsense, man. Smell of cologne and techno in that store. All right. So yeah, today watch the crypto stocks. MARA, DPW, what was the other one? IGC, which is overall just a sketchy company, but SPN, MOS. I'm telling the truth. What about techno and cologne? Smell of cologne and techno in that store? Yeah, man. Everybody that grew up around then knows, too. They know what I'm talking about. CTRV. So, yeah, let's see how many... Let's see how many of these are actually tradable or not. CTRV is not. ARRY is. Riot is tradable too. RIOT is tradable. ACRS is not. CASI is not. QURE is. MARA is not. MEET is. Honestly, we got a decent amount of little penny stocks here that are tradable, you know. We got a decent amount here. Just to show you guys, these penny stocks are tradable on Taps and TradeNet. So we got Riot is tradable. Riot is tradable. We got MAET is tradable. These are both under $5, and Riot is especially what I'm going to watch today. Big gap up here. Nice move. Crypto related stock, and so I'll maybe look to trade that one. It just depends. But yeah, definitely look for these two here. We'll see what we get today. All right, guys. What's up, Sid? Good morning, man. All right, guys. So, what's everybody's main watch today? I'm ready to take my Disney money and run. Yeah, man. Like I said, if you caught the video I put out this weekend, kind of the way I've been trading lately has been a very specific way. It's so basically what I'm looking to do here, like if you look at both of my trades from Friday, you know, the reason I'm on this green streak is because CGC is actually a better example of this, and it's better because it shows how protected I am in these type of trades, right? And so CGC, you can see here, I'm using the low of this opening range. Sometimes I'm using the body low right here, and sometimes I'm using the wick low. It just depends on where it is. When I can get some convergence like this with the wick and body low, then it's even better. But I'm essentially jumping in short with these VWAP fades, using that area as my risk. You know, this area up here is my risk. This is where I'm entering. And then I'm taking profits quickly. And so for CGC, I took profits at 40.60 down here, and then even though it rebounded, I was still profitable on that trade because it rebounded enough for me to, you know, get out of it and still make money with it. And then so when it doesn't work, it usually at least lets me get a little bit of profits, but when it does, it's a much bigger breakdown. And so you can see the same exact type of move for both of these on CGC and Cron. Like I said, using this level as my risk. In this case, I was using this level. Just jumping in short. A lot of times, like I said, even if the stock doesn't follow through and really break down, a lot of times the stock's at least going to kind of pivot lower. in order for me to take profits. Even if it doesn't fully break down, a lot of times it's at least going to kind of pivot back down a little bit, enough for me to take some profits. And in this case, it went down to here, and I was able to take profits and kind of scale out of it. And so that's kind of how I protect myself, and that's one of the reasons my accuracy has been so good lately, is because I'm taking profits fast, and I'm taking profits quick, and I am giving myself a pretty tight risk level, but a reasonable risk level. And so it's just been working out well. We're just going to try to keep, I'm going to rinse and repeat until it stops. And so that's all you can do as a trader, is just use the strategy until it stops working. And I'm going to keep using this one until it stops. So looking at right to break 325 up to possibly the 200 moving average. Let's see. Well, 325. Yeah, I think 325 is reasonable. Let's look at the daily chart though. I think the next resistance level, the major resistance, is probably around 350. 350, 355, right around here is probably the next major. You might have a little bit of resistance at 3, but we're over 3, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so we are at 304, so we're just over 3. So I'd look to see if 3 holds. Look to see if that level holds. And if you go back to this regular chart, yeah, so have a little bit of confirmation even with low volume like RIOT. And so I would look to see if $3 holds. If it does, then maybe look for an upside move. If it doesn't, then, it depends. It also depends on what Bitcoin does. This is really dependent on what Bitcoin in general does. Get Mitch out of there. What's up, Mitch? Let me see. Yeah, what's up, bro? Alright, we got Mitch here. What other stocks in the microchip sector do you watch besides AMD? I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, none of the other ones. And that's just me being honest. This is just my style of trading. And so I trade a little bit differently. Like, honestly, I watch these few stocks every single day. I watch AMD, I watch CRON, I watch CGC, Roku, and SQ. That's it. Those are the ones I watch every single day. And so those are usually the ones I'm looking for fades in. And again, AMD, CGC, CRON, SQ, and Roku, ROKU. Those are, 5 or 6 stocks that I keep an eye on every single day for VWAP bounces and fades. The worst one out of that group is SQ. SQ is the one I've easily had the worst results with. Look, I can show you my trader view so you can kind of see which ones I'm doing here. Let me show it. So here's my graph. I actually probably need to upload Friday's trades into this. And so let me see. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I can trades. What do I need to upload? I'm just gonna do Friday because that's the latest one I need to upload. I think I've uploaded up since then. Export. We'll just name this John 617, and then we can
John. Exporting that, man. Pulling up that graph.
Yeah.
That graphy graph.
Yes, sir. And then I can just export it into Trader View here. Import trades. And then just upload it here. And that way, let's refresh. There we go. All right, and so yeah, here's my graph. But again, what I'm really trying to show you is instrument here, and so you can see these are the stocks I'm trading, and these are the stocks that it's working. That fades and bounces are pretty much working pretty well on. So we have CGC number 1, CRON number 2, AMRN, believe it or not, it's number 3. STNE's number 4, AMD's number 5, YNDX, NBEV, and so we got a few other ones here. Roku, Durham, and look, SQ is just barely unprofitable, but I still watch it anyway. And then the worst stocks for me are IQ, and so that's what we got. But those are mostly what I'm watching. And like I said, I'm proud of my graph here. We're gonna try to keep it going, but I'll take it. Not a bad
What a
little graph.
crazy move. Did you say ARRY?
Yeah, man. You see,
Why you don't?
ARR, well, that one's a buyout, so that's just an acquisition.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but still, man. I mean, when you look where it's from, I was trading that one since I think like before $20. It was down, I think, in 15, and now we're talking $40. So talking about 300% increase.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's. I think the buyout price was $45.
Oof. Yeah,
But
that's ridiculous.
look at
But you could
Bitcoin.
tell it kept getting bought up, and it kept getting. I'm gonna actually show you guys signs of it. I'm gonna. There's actually investors that were kept buying up hundreds and hundreds, thousands of shares, and of course, it was the board of the directors,
Yeah,
uh,
I bet.
kind of showing that they already knew that potential buyout was coming.
Wait,
They
is
were
it
buying up their shares using their options.
okay? So it's a bio stock.
Yeah, it's a buyout stock. The CEO was using up his options and buying up hundreds of thousands of shares. He had done it about 5 or 6 times in the last 2 or 3 months.
Dude, did you see Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Bit,
I mean, I don't
Bitcoin.
want to sound like a know-it-all, but I kind of knew Bitcoin was coming back. I mean, I called the bottom down at 3,500. It was just, in January, it was a great opportunity for a lot of investors. Everyone had an opportunity to go ahead and get into a lot of stocks. You can get into the tech stocks and had that bounce. When the tech stocks bounce, you could have got into the weed stocks, and the cannabis stocks went crazy since January. And then also, of course, Bitcoin was all at its all-time low, and you could have bought up Bitcoin, you could have bought up Litecoin, and it made some crazy gains.
Yep.
That's why you definitely need to understand that the moments that people think that when things are at its lowest, it's not really time to short, but it's time to buy.
Right. Yeah, the famous Rockefeller quote is the best time to buy stock is when blood is running in the streets. Warren
It's
Buffett.
it's I couldn't agree more. No, I've seen it multiple times in the Wall Street, and and when you see things are really bad, that's honestly when you need to find what's good in the bad. And
Right.
essentially, what stocks are actually have
Undervalued now.
yeah actually per, performing and profitable companies, but at the same time just being hit because it could be the overall market, it could be maybe a certain catalyst that came out, and those go away in the long run. Profitable companies will eventually continue going on up.
Right.
That's what you could have found with the cannabis and Bitcoin. It just had a strong bottom. I saw that bottom of 3,500 happen multiple times. It just did not want to crack. And we all know when supports don't want to crack, usually you're going to get a test back to the resistance. And that's exactly what we're seeing here in Bitcoin. It's essentially starting to create a trend line back up. And that way it can start doing kind of more measured moves because now we're going to have historical pricing on Bitcoin.
Yep.
And that should at least affect it in a way. I mean, where are we holding now at 12,000s?
No, we're at 9,200.
All right, I could very much see it in 12,000s in the next couple of months. Who knows? Maybe by the end of the year, we're back at the rates that we saw Bitcoin touch, maybe in the 15s up there to 18,000s.
Hmm. Yeah, honestly, if it does that, I'm gonna be mad.
I very much believe it'll be back there. It's just a matter of time.
Yep.
I very much believe it. It's kind of one of those things that investors kind of give up because they're so uneducated. And if you were truly a Bitcoin investor, you would have been happy when it was down at 3,500. You would have been collecting all the Bitcoin you can, and by now already you could have hundreds percent in gains. So Bitcoin is very, very risky to invest in. I will remind everyone out there,
100%.
it's not something that is for, let's say, your secured money. You want to use money that you are more than fine putting up at risk, and then you can go ahead and have some fun. Um, play the Bitcoin game and go for a ride because
Yep.
really Bitcoin's a ride.
Yeah, man.
Um, Yeah, it definitely is. All right, I see this stock Cassie on there. I like to trade that one all the time. I'm not sure if it's tradable for me, but I'll definitely check it out.
Here, hold it down. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. I'm also looking at a QRE. It's a little more expensive stock, but I'm going to keep an eye on this one. It has a weird looking daily chart. All right, let's see what we got here. See LK on there. Okay, will be an interesting one to watch for sure. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about here. Let's see, catch up with the chat here. CTRV, I'll check it out, bro, boy. Let's see what we got here.
All right. Yeah, CTRV looks good. Here
C-
we go.
yeah, that's definitely playable.
Oh yeah, this is the one that they unveiled findings from a study with human precision cut liver slice cultures. So positive
Oh,
data.
oh,
Yeah,
I love that read.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's very obvious, you know.
Yeah, so CTRV is a perfect example of why you need to use multiple time frames. If you use the hourly chart, you're gonna really understand how this stock works. Um, if you use the hourly chart for CTRV, you're gonna see that this stock has what we call run ups, run downs. So it has a tendency of giving these huge spurts up, pulling back almost completely back down to the support, then having a tendency of spiking right back up. It pulls right back down to the support, spikes back up, pulls right back down to support, spikes back up. And now we're getting another spike. This would be the essentially the third spike and breaking the trend line also.
Hmm.
you draw a trend line from those kind of spikes, you'll see that anything above 10 was really going to get bullish today. And now we're all the way up there to 15. So now what you really want to see is that $12 level hold at 1250 area. And if that 1250 area holds, this stock is still bullish and can continue making a run towards that wick. We see a wick there of 1898. I see a high of 19. So that's definitely possible throughout the day today. A pullback also to 1250 is definitely possible. So one to keep a watch, guys. Hope you guys take a good trade on that one. Mara. All right, so I'm thinking Mara and Riot will be in play. Yes, they do look like they will be in play. So that's going to be another one that I'll add to the watch list. Riot. All right, looking like AMRN is going to be a nice play for us also. We'll be watching AMRN out the open.
All right, guys. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I am back.
Did you see the Chewy fail?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, man, that thing did classic IPO move. You'll be like, man, I should have traded that.
Which one?
John talks about this move all the time in Chewy. Look how Chewy opened up when it opened up on Friday.
What's the symbol?
CHWY.
Uh.
Chewy, that pet service. Hey man, pet service, believe it or not, is actually one of the most, by investors, they're calling it one of the safest bets for the next kind of generation. Reason being, pet stocks have a tendency of still increasing when the market is kind of in a recession or in a pullback. Reason why? We still need to feed our pets, and if anything, pet ownership is growing, and with that, stocks that are a part of that pet industry should continue to see revenue increase throughout the year.
Yep.
Just putting a little investment out there. I know analysts are definitely taking a look at that. There's even pet ETFs. It's hilarious. It's ETFs made out of nothing but pet companies.
That's funny.
So that's how you know that it's a real true investment. They wouldn't be making ETFs on it if it wasn't something that people really wanted. So that means people do want the security, and they're looking to get into these kind of pet stocks. But of course, pet stock at $40 and pet stock at $20, two different things.
Here's.
CRWD.
Sorry, you had a lot of scratching on your end, so I muted you for just a second. Say that again.
No, you're good. That we have also CrowdStrike that we can keep an eye on. That's another IPO that we can trade.
What's the symbol?
CRWD.
Oh yeah, that one looks okay too. Solely popping up on my scanners, but I don't know. We'll see. We also have, yeah, main watches are going to be AMD like I usually do, and Riot. I'll probably keep an eye on CTRV too, though. All right, we got a minute and a half left. Minute and a half. All right, guys, good luck. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
What's up, Isaac? What's up, brother? Hey, appreciate it, Isaac. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. That's what I was trying to do. I'm trying to just let people understand kind of the way I've been approaching these fades. Um, you know, it's a very specific way, and like I said, it's not just on AMD. A lot of times it's CRON, CGC. Those all move very similar. All right, we got less than a minute, guys. Oh yeah, before we get started, join our public Discord. Our goal is creating a free day trading chat room, and so if you want to join our public Discord, like I said, Mitch and I give everybody everything for free, and so if you want to be a part of that, check out our free day trading chat. I'll post this link here as well. There's the link. We got 15 seconds. Here's our public Discord day trading chat link. Here's the bell coming up. 3 seconds. Good luck, guys. There it is. All right, for AMD, we got a washout here. We got a washout on AMD. Let's see what else we get.
Quick washout there for AMRN. Just taking a look at it. Almost took an opening trade there. 816 bounce up. Definitely see it flush into 1780. And there's a flush, just missing it. Gonna have to wait for a bounce back.
All right, we got AMD with looks like a red to green move here. I can add the moving crossovers and see if we get the moving crossover on the upside. It looks like we might here. I could probably take a little trade.
Right there to 1780s. Quick washout. That's why you got to know your levels.
I'm really tempted to take the moving average crossover play. The moving average crossover just kind of happened on AMD, and it's also a red to green move. But I feel like I would have to take bigger sizing, and I don't know if I want to do that. It'd be a scalping trade if I did. Plus, the crossover hasn't fully happened.
I like that MU there at 32.45. Just also really quickly moving past the entry point.
Look at that. Look at the drop on Riot and AMD. A lot of stuff dropping. What's the market doing here? Look at look at AMD and Riot. Just a big drop. Market's dropping too. So the SPY is dropping down some. It's at 289s. And so Now's about the time I'll start looking for fades. Not on Riot, which is a Bitcoin related stock, crypto stock, but on like CGC, maybe Cron. But yeah, the SPY is dropping pretty substantially here. It's down to 289.20s here. So we're getting a big drop. I like Cron. If Cron can pull back to that 39 level, I can use that 45. Maybe I could probably just use 50 for about a 12-cent risk, and then a decent reward, at least 24 cents. Alright, so I'm going to remove these crossovers. Oh wait, let me hit the record button so I don't forget. Alright, so we get a SPY drop. At this point, like I said, I'm really kind of starting to pay attention to CRON. I like CRON because not only does it have this really nice obvious level at 45 here, and it's very round number for 10 cents. It also has the previous day's close right around that level and a lot of resistance here too. And so I could use, I'd probably still stick with this level as my risk at 44.
Big down moves.
What?
Seen big down moves.
Yeah, man. SPY's dropping pretty big
Overall
here.
market.
Yeah.
Hard down moves on 15-minute candles.
Yeah, man. So it should be good for fades.
288, 88 is a big price point. We're heading to it.
Let's see if Cron will give me that pullback. Jump in with 300 shares or so. SPY's bouncing back, son. We're getting a rebound in the SPY.
Oh. Just looking to get in there for a VWAP fade there. SWKS. No entry there so far.
I would look at Riot, but it's just a little bit too narrow range and kind of a Bitcoin related stock, so that one could go crazy. But we're getting a nice bounce back on the SPY here, so we should get so we're getting a really big bounce back in the SPY. Look at the overall market right now. The SPY is just, I mean, we might get a big direction change here. Still looking at Cron, although the volume's a little bit lower today for this one. CGC, the VWAP's a little bit too high. AMD, let's see what we got.
All right.
I mean, AMD doesn't look that bad. I kind of missed it though. Man, that would have been nice. Let me see. Oh.
All right. Have a starter here. EMPH. VWAP fade. Risk right now is 54.
AMD would have been a nice one too. You said you're an EMPH.
Yep. Also looking at SWKS.
There's the fade for MU or for AMD. Man, beautiful.
Man, I'd look to get in there right there at 50s. It didn't fill me there.
Which one?
SWKS. I would love that fill. I hit it and it blocked me because I had an order out. It would have got in right there at 71.50s, 500 shares. Would have been a great entry.
Man,
Really good
AMD.
entry.
AMD followed through perfectly too, man. Yeah, I'm bummed out. I missed this one too. There's usually at least a second fade, so we still got some time, but that hurts. Both Cron and Cron never got up there, but AMD was the one, especially with this really long upwick, which just means a lot of selling pressure. This big upwick right here.
Nah, that's really annoying. I hit the market. Should have got in there. Hit that market. Should have got in there.
MAXR. Sid.
Oh, oh my God, that's just like what completely I almost didn't even want it to come true because it was just such a good trade. I would have been up already 20 cents, 500 shares, SWKS. Beautiful bebop fade setup, easy.
No, all we can do now is just kind of move on from it and look for good setup.
Uh, that's going to definitely annoy him.
What's up, Hero? What's up, man?
All right, looking at AMRN also here. I want to get into 18.
Alright, AMD's starting to bounce back here. I can slowly, if it gets up to 10, I can add 100 and just kind of toy around with it. Just in case it washes out before then. Wait, what happened? There we go. Alright. Like I said, if AMD continues to kind of bounce up here to 14, I can slowly add to it, but right now the sizing's a little bit too small. I don't mind it bouncing up a little bit more is really what I want to see here. I'm just worried it's going to fade before then. Nines. I'm going to go ahead and add another 100 here. Get in with 200. Small position, but we'll see if we get the washout under 30 is kind of what we're looking for. Really, I'd like to add a little bit more if it can bounce up because my risk is so tight there to begin with. And I'm also looking at Cron just like the last time. If Cron can get up to 28, I'll consider it, you know. Right, Sid. I mean, that's good, brother. You know, green is good, man. Especially even if it's a paper trade. It's all about just learning how to navigate through the strategy is all it is, man. Like, that's all it is at this point is just learning to kind of navigate through that strategy. All right, we got Cron here. I'm going to try to add another window so I can trade both of these is what I'm trying to do. The way to do it would be to lower this. Yeah. There we go. I'm kind of getting both of these. Alright, so next one I'm looking to get into is Cron. I can slowly jump in with 100 shares here with CRON.
All right, guys, I'm jumping in here for the AMRN fade.
Here we go.
And also ENPH fade.
Alright, I added another 200 there, or another 100 to AMD. It's right about where I want it to be. We got a little bit of room here. I guess my risk is going to be 20, 25 maybe. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of a squeeze up here for AMD. Like I said, I'll let it test that 20 level, and then if it breaks that, I'll have to jump out of it. Alright, we're getting kind of close here with AMD. I'll let it test this level, but that's going to be kind of my main exit. This 20 right here. I'll give it some time, but it's getting a little bit too close for comfort. There's 22s. Yeah, I got to get out.
Yep, don't want to see AMRN up More than 1810s here.
Alright, I got out of AMD. Maybe it faked me out, but it squeezed up a little bit too much. First one was the move to get into for sure. And then one. At least I'm in cron with a small size. We'll see if we can break down here, but. Let's see what else we get. We also have MAXR, but I don't typically watch that one, so it's a little bit foreign for me. We do have CGC though. Like if CGC can get up to 25, I'll consider it. Alright, so I'm in CGC with 100 shares. Beautiful move on CGC. Maybe you should have taken a little bit larger sizing in that one though. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get out of half of my position on CGC there. And then managing cron here. I'll just let the rest of cron work.
Alright, stepped out there in AMPH. Just went 1 cent above my wrist there. Had to get out. Staying with my AMRN trade right now.
Yeah, it might take a little while, Sid, to kind of get the hang of it. But like once you trade it enough, you'll kind of understand it a little bit better. Sometimes you're going to get squeezed up, and that's okay. That's pretty common, actually, to get squeezed up and out of the trade. And so, you know, it's just about if you manage it the right way and take profits at the right spots, then you're going to be doing a little bit better, you know. And so it's just about where you're going to be taking profits and stuff like that. CGC is spiking up here. Like I said, I don't mind adding back to this one. For CGC, I just added my sizing back with 100 shares. And I can slowly scale into this one. I think my risk in this one's going to be 32 or so. Alright, I got a little bit better. Added another 100 to CGC. See if we get that flush that we're looking for. Like I said, my risk in this one is about 30, maybe 30, yeah, about 30.
Big squeeze there for AMRN. You got to be worried about this one now. I was just about to take cover, literally hand on the cover button. I was going to take half off there with 10 cents up, but big squeeze there. Definitely has me concerned now. Yeah, this is definitely looking squeezious. Got to be careful here, guys.
It's a little bit better for CGC.
CGC back up there.
Yeah, I'm in CGC.
There you go.
We'll see though.
Yep. Another entry for SWKS VWAP fade.
Still kind of in, it could go either way for both of these, so I'm just going to try to give them time and let them work. But like I said, I'm going to maintain that risk level I gave myself. And just hope these flush, but if not, if I have to take a loss on the day, like I said, it's been a while since I've lost. And so, just got to try to manage these well enough, and if they squeeze me up and out, then that's okay too.
Yeah, more than likely about to get out AMR end.
CGC is getting awfully close to my risk level here.
Squeezed out there.
Maybe holding on to this one too long. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so I definitely held on to that CGC one way too long. It just squeezed me up and out. So $85 loss on the day. Bigger loss than I typically take. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm still green in my account, but man, definitely bigger loss. And I still got to manage this cron trade. But yeah, bigger loss than I typically take. Just got squeezed up and stopped out. So we'll see what happens, but seems like today is probably going to be a red day. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit to cron here, but I'm going to keep this 31 risk. I like the 31 risk. I'm going to keep that level, and we'll see. But definitely getting some squeezes up today. Oh, man. And that's okay. Like I said, it seems like today is going to be a losing day, and that's fine. The biggest problem I have with today, so here's the trade. I got to be careful not to get squeezed out. Here's 30. That's my risk. 31's my risk, actually. Alright, so I got out $100 loss on the day. I'm probably going to be done for the day. We're getting a lot of fake outs and squeezes up with fades. And so I'll probably be done for the day. I'll still stick around for the stream, but yeah. Unfortunate. But I had a good run, guys. And maybe I'll trade again. We'll see. But, yeah, it looks like today is going to be the end. It looks like today is going to be the end of the green streak. It was a fun run, 16 green days. But it looks like my green streak is over, guys. It was a fun run, though. But yeah, looking at a lot of these, we're getting some squeezes up. Ideally, I'm guessing, let's see. Yeah, so this is what we actually got called in. And this is the days that you have to be careful with VWAP fades, just to explain to everybody. So the SPY started to reverse. And if I was going to short VWAP fades, really with most of these stocks, the ideal time would be right in here. And so what I did is I waited a little bit too long, and then eventually the SPY did this, which is just squeeze up. And so, no, it didn't. Like I said, if you look here, if you look at my chart, I made about in the 16-day period, I made about, let's see, I made about $830 in gross profits. And realized net gains is probably close to like 400 or 500. And so I will say this though, my loss today is much bigger than I would have preferred. A much larger loss today. Ideally, considering that my average gains are like $30 to $50, this is 2 times that big. And so it's unfortunate, but it's just something I need to continue moving forward and working on. And it's okay, like I said. But yeah, look at CGC, and it was just the right time to get out of these. Like if you look at CGC and AMD, both of these ended up squeezing up, and so my risk level was reasonable. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It was a good run. The big thing here, guys, is like I have to be grateful. Again, I had 16 green days in a row. So I had 16 green days in a row. My losses were a little bit larger than I would have wanted them to be today, but like I said, I'm still probably net up $400 or so. In this run. And so while my losses are a little bit bigger than I would prefer, it was a fun run, and I went 16 green days in a row, and I'm definitely excited for that. And so losing days are going to happen. One of the most common misunderstandings that new traders have, and you can tell somebody's a new trader if they expect every day to be green. If they look at one trading day and they base all of their trading career off of that one day, that's how you know somebody's new. And so today, it's a losing day, it seems. And that's okay. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to keep trading right now. If I see something else, I might consider it. But at this point, most of the stocks I'm watching are squeezing up. And so, thus, not very good for shorts. And most of the fades I've traded today were faked out. Roku maybe have some good VWAP bounces along with SQ. Some nice little VWAP bounces there for Roku and SQ. And honestly, you could watch some of these for some long setups now. I mean, CGC squeezing up. We're having a lot of fake outs today with fades. And that's kind of how it goes. Hey, Manuel, man. I hate to say this, bro, but if you think that I just don't know how to trade right because I have one losing day, you've got to be a pretty new, naive trader. So good luck with that, man. I bet you are, man. I bet you are, man. And like I said, to explain what I mean by that is that, like I said, Friday was my 16th green day in a row. So I hadn't lost in 16 trading days. And something that new traders misunderstand is that they think every day has to be green. Like for instance, like you watch me have a losing day today, and you think I'm just not a good trader. And you think because you had a green day that you're a better trader than me. And hey, maybe that's true. I don't know. But like I said, it sounds a little naive to me. And I think that most people with experience in the market are going to understand that losing days are going to happen. It's just about managing your account well enough during those losing days. Hey man, congrats. Right. I mean, you're gonna have red days, and that's the biggest problem I have with a lot of the gurus is that they'll never talk about they won't stream, they won't talk about their losing days, they don't show their account balance, they don't show their profit and loss, and so new traders who are naive to the market watch some of these gurus, and they think that every day needs to be green, and that if you have a losing day, you're a bad trader, and that every day needs to be green. But like I said, if you're not showing all of that stuff, if you're not live streaming, if you're live streaming, it's one thing. But if you're not showing most of that stuff, then you're probably hiding stuff, you know? And that's just part of it. That's kind of how trading goes. Sometimes my strategies are going to work, and sometimes they're not, And it
That's
is what it
true.
is. Right, man. Sometimes they're going to work, and sometimes they're not, And that's okay. When they don't work, that's okay. Because they work more than they don't work, As in, like I said, 16-day green streak, So they obviously work more than they fail, but sometimes they fail. And if you don't hold it together during those failures, then it's going to end up being a pretty tough journey for you as a trader.
Yep. Yep. Today's a perfect example. I got squeezed out AMRN, got squeezed out EMPH. EMPH just squeezed me out, took 2 or 3 cents above, then squeezed me out, and then moved 30 cents in my direction. And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yep. Guy from That's right, man. Can you explain it? Can you explain why Tesla is jumping today? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can go over the news if you want me to. Here. Sure. I got you. Let's see. Tesla. Alright, so Tesla had something that came out that said, this is market chatter, Tesla is to be delivering 1,000 cars per day in June. And then it says, quote, Tesla is delivering electronic cars at a rate of approximately 1,000 cars a day in June as the electric automaker aims to achieve record deliveries in the second quarter. That's the release that came out for Tesla.
All right, taking a bigger fade chance here. Gonna take Chewy. Let's pull up the bar. Chewy and MU for right now.
Yeah, no worries, Muhammad. No worries, brother. All right, guys. Well, while we're waiting here, oh, Mitch, you said you're in something? Here you go, I'll throw you up.
Yeah, you can put me up.
All right, here's Mitch.
Two little trades here. I'm in at MU at 47s, and also Chewy. Chewy at 71s. The risk for Chewy is off 34s. It's a bigger range here, but still a fade opportunity. Look at that fade. Real quick there.
Nice, brother. Yeah, so while we got a little minute here, if anybody wants to check out the same broker that Mitch and I are currently using, go check out TradeNet. I know they currently have a 99 days or 99-hour sale. going on, where you can get the intro package for only $3.99, and so you can get it for less than $400. And so to put things into perspective, with that much, for that little amount of money, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with their funded account. There's no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want. You can short anything that's tradable, so there's actually a shorting ability there. And commissions are pretty cheap. You know, one of the ways I can use such small sizing is because Friday I got into like two different trades, and my commission was less than $10 total for round trips. And so if you want to check them out, there's a lot of benefits to the new trader. I'm going to post a link in the chat that is a link to a walkthrough video that I have for them, where I really do break down their pros and cons, because there are some cons to TradeNet. The biggest one being most penny stocks are not tradable. But aside from that, I think it's a good deal for new traders, and it's a much cheaper option because most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway. And so if you want to check that out, I'll post that link here as well. Actually, if you want to check that out, Nightbot just posted that link. And so you can go check out that link where it says, "Want to use the broker we do?" Watch a video walkthrough of them here. And like I said, in that we break down their pros and cons and the process of everything. So Stefan, you can request one payout per month. And from what I've seen, it takes generally about 10 days to receive it into your account. See, you're in Chewy. Let me look. I might buy a little bit of shares here in CGC, like 100 shares or so. For tax stuff, you would want to reach out to them and ask them, man. I'm not 100% sure about the tax part. Yeah, I like that risk above for I like that risk above for Chewy. You know, you could use the whole dollar as your risk, even maybe like 34.07.
Yeah, right here, you could go off of. But it did get some volume strength at 75, so I really don't want to see it holding 75s. Man, that EMPH went down big time after. It was just one of those quick little fake outs.
Just to show you guys, I'm in a little scalp on CGC. I'm going to hold the rest break even here.
All right, guys, might get squeezed out here. Both positions, really.
Can you break down Lyft? My opinion on Lyft. Whoa. Yeah, you want to be careful.
Get out there, guys.
Squeeze, man.
Just gotta get out of the way.
Yeah, it's a big squeeze. Can I break down Lyft? Lyft is not profitable yet. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing for Lyft for me. Lyft is just not profitable yet. And so with that said, I think Lyft and Uber are decent shorts, but you know, I'm not much of a long-term investor. And so to really break it down, I'm not much of a long-term investor with these. And so with Lyft, you know, it just seems foolish because they're just not profitable yet, you know. Yeah, today we're getting a lot of fake outs with fades. We had one with CGC, AMD, we had one with Chewy. So just a lot of fake outs, really.
Another day where the hesitation gets to me, man. We got to take that first trade. First trade, SWKS. That was the one that we wanted. Would have been a great 50-cent fade, 60-cent fade, 500 shares, $250.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of how it goes. So today was a tough day for me, too. And tough days are going to happen, you know. It just kind of, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to hold CGC roughly break even now. See if we get that move up. But yeah, just not a great day for my trading either. Oh, here, sorry guys, let me put my chart up here. What do I think about AMD here? Where's AMD at? It doesn't look like a bad little rejection move for AMD here, but who knows? You know, I think this 30-20 level is such a huge level that's going to be the big level to watch. You know, but I think it could get rejected, come back down to 30-10 here. We gotta fix this. Yeah, 100%. And losing days are gonna happen, man. And it's about not losing your rules when they do happen. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest downfall of losing days is that, you know, losing days are gonna happen, but if you got to be able to hold on and not force trades, and you have to be able to say, okay, it's a losing day, I don't have to trade anymore. You know, that's the hardest part of losing days is saying, okay, today's a losing day, I don't need to trade anymore. The more, and then because a lot of times strategies just are not working. You know, a lot of times strategies are just not working on a specific day. I might dare say fades aren't working that great today. And so sometimes they're just not working that well, and that's okay, you know. But if you can't lay off the gas when it's like that, then you can really hurt your account. So the best thing you can do is just kind of take a back seat and say, you know what, my strategies today, they're just not the day for them, man. It's just not the day for them, and maybe tomorrow will be. And so the best thing I can do is just take a step back and say, you know what, I'm just not going to trade anymore today. Yeah, like I said, AMD, nice little VWAP projection there. I can see it coming down to here, but that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Completely break-even trade for CGC. And with that, I'm probably done. You want to say anything else, Mitch? I'll probably close it down for the day. Like I said, if you want to go check out Trade Ideas, which is the same broker and platform that Mitch and I use, I'll go ahead and post their links here. Here's the link if you want to actually sign up. If you want to actually sign up, like I said, I think the value of TradeNet is very self-evident for new traders specifically. I think that most new traders are going to lose their first account. I think it's just the truth in trading. Most new traders are going to lose, and that's understandable. And with TradeNet, you know, what happens with most new traders? They end up depositing thousands into regular brokers, and then they most of the time lose all of that, and so they're down thousands. Where if you buy a TradeNet package, you're only paying, what, $400? and you get 14,000 in buying power. There's no PDT rule. You get pretty cheap commissions if you use small sizing, and you actually can short anything that's tradable. And so with that, I think it's a pretty cheap option. You know, if you lose, I think most traders are going to lose their TradeNet account as well. But when you lose a TradeNet account, you're only down $400. If you deposit thousands into a regular broker, you know, just to be able to short on most conventional brokers, you need to have a margin account, which is over $2,000. You have to have over $2,000. And so most traders are going to lose that. And so it's just cheaper to go the TradeNet route. You get a trading course and access to their trading chat room on top of the funded account with 14K in buying power, no PDT rule, shorting ability, cheap commissions if you use small sizing. And so I think it just makes a ton of sense. And it makes sense for new traders. And if you're interested in checking that out, it's also a great way to help support the channel. And so there's the link if you want to check that out. Like I said, there's the if you want to actually sign up, there's the link. But if you want to see a walkthrough where I break down the pros and cons, kind of a video review / walkthrough, I'll post that here as well. Also, before I go ahead and close the stream down, go check out Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas, super dynamic, customizable scanners, allow you to do a lot of different stuff with them. They make my morning super easy, and they allow me to really see what's moving in the market. You know, right now you can see BID is breaking out on volume, and so if we take a look at BID here, we are getting a little bit of a breakout towards the high of the day. Look at this. It's right around the high of the day. Looks like it's about to break out for BID. And so that's the kind of stuff Trade Ideas will show you. It'll really break down what's moving in the market. It can easily pay for itself considering how valuable the scanners are. And so if you want to check out Trade Ideas, like I said, super dynamic scanners. I consider them the best stock scanners in the game. I'll post that link here as well, and you can check them out. Also, another great way to help support this channel that we're always doing this stream for free.
Yep.
Sorry, let me make sure I'm not double posted here with some of these.
Don't forget, guys, you also can join and do the 5-day challenge. 5-day challenge
Yep.
get you an intro account. You go ahead and succeed through the 5-day challenge. I definitely think it's a fun challenge for new traders to go ahead and attack. And definitely check it out if you haven't yet already.
Yeah, it's completely free to enter. It's completely free. And at the very least, you're going to get a free demo account for 5 trading days. And so if you want to check that out, there's the link. I'm going to go ahead and close it down for the day. Looks like my green streak is over, fellas. It looks like my green streak is done. It sucks, but it is what it is, and losing days are going to happen sometimes. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We'll see what we get, guys. Good luck. Have a good day. Have a good rest of the trading day. Remember, losing days are okay. And, yeah, good luck, guys. I'll see you all a little bit later.
All right, guys. Take it easy.